Hi, Shell.
And hello to all the other wonderful weirdos watching.
We are on the other side of the bookshelf today. In front of my entire to be read category. And you might have also noticed I have upgraded my camera. I bought a camera with some Christmas money, which originally was a microphone, but I had to return that because it didn't work out well. So I upgraded the camera because I wanted to do a better travel vlog, and my current camera is a giant freaking thing, so I have a little one to take away with me. Because using my phone is annoying. But I have a conundrum. So I don't think I'm going to get a review out, because the current book I thought I was going to have ready to review, I think I'm going to be DNFing. Okay, so I'm currently very not so far into A Study in Drowning by Reid. I'm currently at chapter 3. There is an annoying thing that happened, and I don't want to read it right now. And, well, technically, this is a made-up world. It's a fantasy world. It's just, I'm going to put my full thoughts down into a vlog where I actually talk about my challenge, my reading challenge, where I am reading 3 books from my top shelf, 2 books from my bottom shelf, 1 book from my problem shelf. And this was supposed to be my top shelf read. Unfortunately, I might actually DNF it. I'm not that far through. But yeah, so I thought, instead of wagering another waste of my time, I thought I would play a little game, have a little experiment in my current experiment to see if I can read a bit more fun in a way that has a little challenge attached to it. But I kind of remember, I think it was Lena Norm's that I saw this on, but she read like either the first few or the first chapter, and just to judge a book. So yeah, this is judge a book by its first chapter, because the first 2 chapters of my current read aren't doing a damn thing, and I don't know what book to pick up whilst I'm making my mind up on this one. And yeah, so the challenge that I set myself, 3 books from my top shelf, is not off to a good start. My bottom 2, I'm enjoying my otter book. I really am. A nice few otter facts. But I need to find another read. I still need to have 3 books read from my top shelf. So I'm gonna read the first chapters of all of the books on my top shelf, excluding the trilogies, book 2 and 3, for obvious reasons. I have quite a few books on that shelf. So let's go. Welcome to the top shelf. Ignore making money, that is literally on its way out because I already have making money here. It's just where I'm keeping the other one. But yeah, you can see where I took out my current read. I have quite a bit of Phillip Pullman on here. I have Brandon Sanderson, 2 wild cards to me, a duology and another trilogy, and I have Babel. And that I have Mortal Engines and another Golden Compass book, so let us find out. Do I start from one side, or do I start from the other side, or do I just pick from random? One side from the other, I guess. I think I've just had enough of this video. Let me explain. After reading every single first chapter, I had a nice little sit-down chat. There's 9 books here. Guess what went wrong? Also, my neighbour is singing. Don't know if it's going to be picked up on this new camera, but yeah. So I did a giant oopsie. I didn't realize I did an oopsie until I got every single bit of footage into my editing software. And I was wondering, why is it nearly 2 hours long? I may have pressed a button, and I was wondering why there's no sound in quite a lot of these. I think it was like after Babel and Mortal Engines. After that, I may have pressed the wrong button and put the recording into slow motion. I was filming in slow motion. I cannot believe I did that. I didn't even realize as well until I was editing it. I was like, how did I not realize this sooner? Oh boy. But I started this a week ago and I finished everything today, and now I'm supposed to upload it tomorrow, and I'm gonna leave it till like the last minute. I'm not. I need to give myself a break. I'm taking tonight off. I'm not editing. Maybe, I don't know. Oh my god. So technical issues to one side. This new camera is a learning curve. There was a lot of discussion, so I'm gonna refilm quick fire though. I'm gonna quick fire it. I'm oh well, here we go. Step 1, Babel. This was quite sad to read. A boy being taken from a little shack where his family all died, and the street he was on died from this plague, and this man decided to take him, and he's already being forced to be very, very, very English. Like, he's going to lose his culture, and that's just the end of book 1. I've decided I'm not going to read this now because it's February. It's February. I cannot have a saddish, have a book that leans towards the sad or anything like that, because this book is already going to giving that vibe that I'm going to be very upset by. It's February, March. February and March is the time when seasonal depression hits me, because all I'm doing is waiting to get out into the garden, and just not being able to really gets me down. And so I try not to read depressing books, because it happened before and I could not recover very well until later on in the year. So I know I should not be picking this up just yet. It might be a summer read, but not now. Not now. I can't handle it at this time of year. It's too hard hitting and it's already upsetting. It's very upsetting. Next up, we have Mortal Engines by Phillip Reeve. This was just quick read. It was easy enough. My dyslexia didn't stumble. However, I decided not to. I have my other book from this particular challenge that I'm in right now, and it's kind of another easy to read book, and so I don't want another easy read book to read alongside it. I just want something slightly challenging in comparison. Again, I will not be talking about the other books in my other challenge, in my current challenge, where I've got to read 3 from top. I'm not talking about my bottom shelf selection at all. So just because it's a little too similar in ease of read, I'm just gonna wait till later. Ruby in the Smoke by Philip Pullman. It technically will be a reread, but I decided against it because I just need to read 3 from the top shelf, and this is a 4-book series. Plus, I also have another Philip Pullman on here, so I'm just like, I'm familiar with this one particular book, but yeah. Also, it's on up on the top shelf and not on these shelves, on my red shelves, because I didn't want to separate it from the other three, which I have not read. They look absolutely stunning all together, but I cannot separate them. No. I want to keep these together. So it's the only red book on my to be read, because I do want to reread it and then continue on with the series. So next after that is Phillip Pullman's His Dark Materials, The Northern Lights. This again is technically a reread. There was in year 5 of primary school, the teacher made the whole class listen to the audiobook. Awesome teacher. Even brought a hamster in. But yeah, it was quite nostalgic. I watched the film, and it was the first film that I've seen where I had read the book before, and it was absolutely brilliant, just revisiting this world again. I have been spoiled, because even though I read it and watched the movie years ago, I wasn't that familiar with the ending, because again, I read the book ages ago, back when I was like 9 years old, and I couldn't really remember all of it, and the ending also disappeared, and the film doesn't do it the same way. But the series that was out recently, that spoiled the ending for me, but I'm still excited to read the whole thing, because I still got the 2 books. I only watched series 1. I didn't watch series 2, so this was a very big contender, but I decided against it. And next up, I had the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Survival Medieval England, which is a secret project of Brandon Sanderson's. I wasn't hooked. Surprisingly, I was just not hooked. I didn't actually care much. Don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the writing, but it's also the first time I've physically read a book of Sanderson's, because the other books I have read, Elantris, Warbringer, and there's a short story. I've got a short story that I listened to ages ago, and it ended up being like the shortest book of the year when I read it. They're all audiobooks. They were all audiobooks. I've only ever listened to a Sanderson, so I don't know. Maybe that's the difference, and I'm just not quite brain functioning getting to that with the writing style. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm just not in the mood for it, or I wasn't hooked properly. So there's that. There is that. The Wisdom of Bones by Kitty Aldridge. This got a tune stuck in my head to the point where I couldn't read for the rest of the night. I just couldn't. It was very lyrical, very fun, and it was kind of, I don't even know if it was supposed to be sang, but my brain decided, because of how lyrical the text was and how it flowed, it just my brain burst into song when I was reading it. There was a man singing in my head as he was like introducing all these different characters in such a lyrical way, like step up, come and see into my circus, etc., etc. And it's just like, I could not stop the singing, and the tune just made me start dancing away in my head. I could not stop this tune. But 1 week later, my brain has, I don't feel a pull back to it. So that, yeah, I'm not completely hooked. Also, this thing does not even have chapters. So I only read like a few pages up to where it seemed good enough as a stopping point. But yeah, the thing does not do chapters. So this was like an outlier on the challenge. Could not find the end of the first chapter. Next one is an obvious no for me. The Hunting Moon by Susan Dennard. This cover, absolutely gorgeous, probably why I bought it. But this book, this chapter, this very first chapter of this book, never before has a book given me a headache from too much information. Like, it just bombarded me with all of the information that I should know, from how these clans worked to how the forest is to the dynamic between her and the other clans. And on top of that, there was also the stunt that she pulled, where she dived off the waterfall, and now she's a local celebrity. She decided to explain that in here in the first chapter and not like let it sit for a bit. It's like too much. So yeah, it gave me a headache. I couldn't. I did not jive. And I've never been given a headache by a book. I mean, normally you would have to throw a book at my head to give me a headache. This just yeah. Next up, we have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Oh boy. I have seen the series on Netflix for Shadow Unborn, and I absolutely adored the crows part of that series. And so I literally just went into this to see if I could gauge the writing style, and I could. I really could. It was a big contender, and I am promised a heist to come. But judging by the first chapter alone, we've got this substance that the Grisha person basically used, and it enhanced her abilities to such a degree. It was fascinating. And if she's a villain, I'd be down to see that. Wow. So if she turns into the villain of the story, that'd be so cool to see how they get around it. But yeah, strong contender of the first chapter that was. Next is the Greenbone Saga. So Jade City by Fonda Leigh had an amazing start. This first chapter was brilliant. It starts us off in the kitchens where we've got these two, just nobodies really, but they're trying to make themselves like somebody. They need to get Jade in order to be somebody. And we've got somebody who is immune to Jade, and Beryl, who is basically the impact Jade has on him. Ooh. We also we just get a toilet stall robbery gone wrong. This was fun just to read. Just this trying to get them, just trying to get like 3 studs of this guy's ear, just these earrings that are in this guy, and they're drugging him. They're trying to get him into the stall, just waiting for him to just like collapse, and just robbing him of the jade he's got in his ear. And and there's also gangsters in the restaurant, just to add on top of the complications. Oh boy. So yeah, this was really interesting and such a strong start. Actually, 1 second. So yeah, these were the books that I read first chapters of, and oh wow, I had an amazing time, and also a head-splitting time on some occasions. But yeah, these were some strong first chapters, and one weak one. And one book that didn't want to do chapters. How fun. Oh. Anywho, I did make a choice in the footage that, didn't get properly filmed because it decided to. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. But I do see the little bits on that screen. My audio is being picked up. I know this is being recorded. So, I made the choice. Ignore that I dropped that. Because I have to, according to my challenge, I just need to read 3 from the top shelf, and I was struggling over His Dark Materials and Greenbone Saga, because then I can just like read a trilogy and that be it. But I was like very interested in the other books on here, like Six of Crows, Mortal Engines, I'm interested in Babel, but not right now. I know myself and my reading. I should not be reading that book right now. I mean, Six of Crows, Jade City, and Northern Lights seem action-packed enough to like distract me from the seasonal depression. So to replace A Study in Drowning, I chose Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo because it's a duology, which means I can actually get to the end of it and see which book I want to pick up from there. I made that decision based off reading the first chapter of the book from bottom shelf prompt. I read the book because I only need to read 2 books from my bottom shelf. I've already read one, and my other selection, I read the first chapter of that and used that to help make the decision. I'm going to read the duology, which means 2 of the 3, and then I can pick up whichever book I feel like after that, and then I can continue on with the series. Because I do want to read the Greenborn Saga and his Dark Materials. So whichever one I feel like after reading this will be my next pick. But yeah, Six of Crows it was. I've now got to put all these books away after already putting them away because I thought I was done with this video. I hope I'm done with it. I swear, if this doesn't work again, I'm going to be very frustrated and go back to my old camera. Oh, that's always a way. I've got to learn the new stuff. It's good though. That was me reading one chapter of 9 books just to replace the really annoying book I was currently reading. Just because I only made it through 2 chapters and I thought, not driving, let's find a book based off 1 chapter to drive with. And that was a good decision. That was a very good decision. I think I might just stop reading blurbs and start reading first chapters before I purchase a book. Because it's way better to gauge my interest based off the first chapter. 100%. So yeah, I might actually start doing that once my book buying ban has been lifted. Yeah. So yeah, that was my little judging a book by its first chapter challenge. Bye, Shell.
And bye to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.